Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our movie club. Today we will discuss a movie from Stanley by Stanley Kubrick, or from usually by Stanley Kubrick.
Bye.
By Stanley Kubrick. It's named Full Metal Jacket. And this was my first question. What does mean Full Metal Jacket usually?
Yeah,
Is
I
it?
put a I put a thing in the chat area just above. Full metal jacket actually refers to the army helmet.
Mhm.
I don't know what the different kinds are, but the one that you see most of the time that goes all the way down here, that's called the full metal jacket. It's got the maximum protection to
I
your
see.
head.
I see. Gerard?
Yes, in the moment of the movie, there is a reference of the Full Metal Jacket. You know, this Private Pyle said that the bullet was Full Metal Jacket
Yeah.
when he was weapon charged. He said the sentence, so that's the reason of the title of the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, so maybe it's a bullet instead of the helmet. I may remember wrong. Okay.
Yeah, I remember him watching this bullet and this box. How we go the box for bullets? A magazine, no?
Ammo box
ammo,
usually.
ammo box. How he was watching it and he was kind of mumbling something like 7.62 millimeters, full metal jacket, nice thing, perfect one.
Oh, okay. So bullet design. Okay.
Okay,
Uh,
so from this title, from Full Metal Jacket, we can imply that it's about army, about military, about something. Leila, would you tell us how it started, the story?
Um, I just watched the first 10 minutes and I can say some men are having their hair cut in such a stupid way. And I didn't understand that this is the army way. And they look tense. They look, they have sulky faces. I don't think they are very happy. And then afterwards, I saw them just marching outside, and I saw the commander, so tough, so merciless. At the beginning, I was angry with him. How could somebody like that? How could he be like that? I hated him. But I thought maybe it is the army. I'm going to ask Teacher Lee about it. Is the army? Is it the rule to be so tough, so merciless? Just slapping on their faces. I
Mhm.
don't know, humiliating them. Is it the normal way, or
in
there's
boot training, when they're first being trained, when they first join the army and they're learning about discipline, yes, they're treated very, very cruelly. And the purpose is supposed to be to toughen them up,
Mm.
to
But
teach them
Lee, how can
discipline.
a person, just bear? How can a person stand this? Sometimes I just wanted to, jump into the TV and kill him. It is
Yeah.
so, yeah,
Yeah.
so humiliating. He looked down on them, and the songs they sing, I don't understand anything.
I
Money,
don't know,
power.
but I've been told Russian women are very cold. Yeah, I did those when I was in the military.
But Leila, many men has this experience, and it's something kind of normal in many armies over the world. So that kind of training.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I
In
I
Turkish
I would
army,
yeah
it's
I would say that by Russian standards, this sergeant is nothing special. Something just usual Monday. So,
okay, Ivan. Just a question for you. If
yeah.
somebody treated you like that, how would you respond?
Well, that's the thing, Leila. They treat you for a special case to make you like harder, to make you to be able to bear this. Yeah, because in the situation for what they prepare you will be nothing good. Only blood, suffering, and in suspense, and everything will be bad. So you will be just a, I don't know, just
But
a
what about the
war
language
machine.
was using? So, slang and
Yeah, but
swearing at them. Is it
but Le-
normal?
Normal. Yeah.
Yeah. What did you expect of them? It's not a literature club, you know. They don't read anything. They know maybe, I don't know, 20 words, and that's enough for their lives.
Okay, it means that I'm not a, soldier type.
The military uses a lot of swear words, a lot of bad, 4-letter words, cuss words. When I left the Navy, it took me maybe 10 years to remove all the bad language from my expressions.
Yeah. Actually, from my experience, it's kind of a competition in army. How much they can use. So it's just another language. Just look on this way. And Leila, you remind me of personal story. You know, one day my sister came to army where I was at that moment, and
Right.
she heard some dialogue between someone, and she told me, "What happened? Why is they screaming and yelling on each other in this way, in this humiliative way?" But for me, that was nothing special. I did not notice anything. So I started to hear, and it was just normal conversation between two, soldiers. So it's a different like moods of operations.
But it is beyond belief for me,
Well,
okay. Did you watch the movie Heartbreak Ridge, Layla?
No, my
Okay.
friend.
That was a previous movie we did where Clint Eastwood was one of these drill instructors.
Okay, I will try.
Yeah.
So again, so it looks cruel, really, and it's not normal for normal lives. Of course, we could not use that in normal lives, but it's served for some purpose, I guess. So they trying to achieve some goals. They trying to make you like a real war machine without feeling, without emotions, without being. You just lose your ability to being upset about something. I guess my impression. I was not upset in the army, never.
No, I stopped watching when the sweet guy, a bit plump, he couldn't do a lot of things, and his friend helped him to manage. He was the commander was about to, just punish him again. I stopped there. I don't want to watch.
You have to realize, Layla, that in the Army, the mentality is you have to obey orders. Even if you don't like it, you have to obey orders. So everything they do to train you is a test. Get on the ground, do 50 push-ups, hit yourself in the head, everything, go run for 30 minutes with your rifle going up and down like this. It's all to brainwash you into following orders without question, without hesitation. That's what they're training you to do, to follow orders and to suffer, because when you're out in out in the field, in the mud, in the cold, in the rain, eating bugs from the woods to survive on, your life is going to be miserable. So the point is they try to train you to withstand misery, because if you can't do it in training, you can't do it out in the real army life.
Right.
So it's a screening process, if you will.
I can understand that. But
and most likely, if you cannot do this, someone will die because of you. So
yes, exactly.
So what always happen. So let me ask another expert. Sergey, from your impression, was this sergeant tough or something normal? Would you invite him, on your weddings after all?
It's a controversial question because you always, after the similar experience, you will hate him because you had the bad feeling during this time. But on the other hand, you have to understand that is a simulation of your next stage in the real life in the combat. Without this, you would have a lot of problem, and you needed go through this miserable time with this sergeant, and the army understand that they have to build the social engineering system for cover your individuality. You have to, I agree with teacher Lee, and we following my experience in the camp, in the army, maybe 2 months, we repeated every day the stupidity activity with our bed, with grasses, with I didn't understand what we do, because it's a stupidity activity. We don't have the grass cut machine, and our tycoon go to the grass and we cut the grass using our hand. What's the bullshit? It's stupid. We were soldiers. We are not gardeners. But this activity cover your individuality, and after 2 or 3 months you stop to understand. You started to heard orders from your officers, and you stop to think about it. Okay, we have orders, it's all. We
Yeah,
don't have questions for your sergeant.
Yeah, when you say cover your individuality, probably you think about breaking your individuality, right? So to be like a big machine, you know, with orders, command, and all those things. Mission, right?
Imagine the real combat. The sergeant has the order. Please go to the attack. We have a question. Maybe we go to the other direction.
Sergey, so it's what I imagine when I see on, you know, current generation of people. So I always I always imagine say, I'm so special. How can you treat me in this way? You know, how could you tell me without please?
And during the first 30 minutes, I didn't hear the normal conversation. I heard only screams of sergeant. Go out, stop, come back, I didn't hear the normal conversation. Hello, how are you? I'm fine. And I heard a lot of strange words for us. You are a fat. You're a nigger. You're a snowball. What? But I think that the modern generation go too crazy after this movie.
Yeah. Okay, Vasanth, what do you think?
I have seen so many movies, and in all those movies they portrayed the trainer as so strict, you know, so arrogant or something like that. Then I realized in reality every trainer is strict, you know. They have to be, because the soldiers are meant to be in tough situation and they have to live far away from their family, so they should not think about their family and relationships, because if they think about them, then they would think about the victim's family too. They would empathize the victim. So nothing should happen, and all they need to do is kill somebody. So that's why the trainers are so strict in armies, to make them just like robots, you know, a killing machine.
Yeah, exactly. You are a killer, Joker, right? Now you're a killer. Okay, let me ask Vova. Vova, what do you think? I'm sorry, Gerard, please.
Yes. The problem here is not the sergeant that is very tough. Is that this soldier, this private Pyle, is not prepared to be a Marine, because he is very slow-witted and he's very fat. So he cannot do what the others do. But at last, at the end, he is able to do that, but he becomes crazy, you know.
Yeah.
But that's the main problem. Otherwise, the Sergeant Harman would be a normal instructor. But the problem was the soldier that messed up everything.
Yeah, and why he did not send Pyle, you know, back from Marine Corps to another job?
I don't know, because they needed they needed soldiers for the Vietnam War, I think.
Because I think it makes some sense, you know. In Russia, for instance, in special forces like Marine Corps or something, they like can send you back. They say you are not good enough for us. Just go away and you will be, I don't know, a servant in a hospital or something. You will cook on the kitchen. You will serve in another way. So that's what we do. So that's why it's kind of lighter, I guess. But I'm not sure. So, whoa, let me ask you. You have seen how soldiers are trained, right? Would you like to be a soldier now?
No.
Would you like to go to this camp and have this instructor and learn something? Whoa.
No.
Why?
Oh,
No, but why? You will be strong. You will be well trained. You can kill someone with your bare hands. It's not something you like, right?
Yes.
I see.
Let me give you a couple of real life parallels, Layla in particular.
yeah,
In college, we have organizations of students called fraternities and sororities,
right,
brothers and sisters, all men, all women.
right.
Every year they recruit new members.
Yeah.
And to become a new member, you have to go through some kind of a test, a trial. We call it an initiation rite. An initiation rite. So you have to prove that you're worthy of being a member of this fine fraternity or sorority.
Right.
So they make you do, it's just like the army. They make you do something that's just disgusting, Go out there and eat a cup full of dirt, or, go stand in the rain on one foot for 20 minutes just to annoy you and see if you're going to give up easy and quit and say, I don't want to be a member of your organization. Sometimes the tests are so cruel that a college student actually dies in the initiation ritual. And the
Wow.
parents get pissed off and sue the college, and the fraternity gets shut down for a month, and then it goes back to doing the same stuff over again. In the Army, when you join the Army and go to boot camp, sometimes soldiers are treated so badly, sometimes soldiers die in boot camp or die during training exercises. So the Army doesn't mess around. I mean, they treat you mean, sometimes too mean. Sometimes the drill sergeant gets punished or demoted or moved to a different job because they were too cruel. But it happens in real life, even outside the military.
I see.
Yeah.
Yes, there is a book I read once. It's a psychology of small groups that you cannot live in your life. So, and it's usually different. Yeah, Sergey, your comment?
Yeah, and I want to tell about Private Pyle, what told Gerard. I think that the Private Pyle was a good material for Marines. We have only one problem with the fat, and the psychology condition of Pyle was changed when he has some beating from Joker, and he didn't have some friends, and nobody support him. It's difficult for go through, and the fat is not problem, and 8 weeks it's enough for changes the body. And usually I saw the similar changes of body in army, and you fat, but in army you don't have a lot of food. You have a lot of activities and no much food.
Well, you are saying that if we can remember that in the ending of training, Private Pyle was a good Marine after all, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, but he got crazy, so that's the problem. I guess we had this problem, and it was a huge problem in the Russian army. It was a huge problem, and we had a name for this. I don't know how to translate it. It's something like, when soldiers who are older than young soldiers, they always in charge of training them. So officers are lazy. They say, I don't want to train you. Your older brother will train you. And there are a lot of cruel relationship between them. And usually it's ends, not usually, but often it ends like in the movie. So younger brother shoot older brother. So it's something, you know, that we hear every year at least. So
Hazing.
hating is the word, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hazing, yeah. Hazing is the poor, the bad treatment.
Bad treatment. Yeah. So, and they try to solve that in many ways. They try to motivate officers. They try to break this like vicious circle. So nowadays we don't have older and younger generation in army. All are from the same year. So in the platoon. So that's kind of makes it harder, not impossible, but harder. So a bad thing. And answering teacher's Lee comment, teacher Lee wrote hate and respect, right? So it's hate or respect, what we feel to these officers. And I remember my training in army. For the beginning, it was obviously clear hate. So I feel nothing but hate. But after a few months, I start to feel respect. I start to think, it seems that these guys, they understand something. It seems that they knew that and this, and they can teach me. And at the beginning of or at the end of my training, it was a respect and respect to both sides, I guess, because we had a good relationship with our officers. I don't know how. Maybe it was a Stockholm syndrome or something, but it's what I felt.
Our Vietnam War dragged on for, I forget, 15 years or more. Morale was low. Half of the Americans hated the soldiers because they were hurting and killing innocent people over in the war. So when, if you remember Rambo came back from the Vietnam War, people spit on him and hated him because he was over there killing innocent babies. So to be a soldier in the Vietnam War was very demoralizing. Your own country hated you. The enemy hated you. The country you were in hated you. Your commanding officer hated you. Your drill sergeant hated you. It was a horrible time to be in a war. We actually had incidents where the soldiers were so depressed or angry or demoralized, they would sometimes throw a grenade into their officer's tent and kill their officer.
Right.
And this became a term called fragging. So we had enlisted men, low-level soldiers, fragging their superiors because they were so angry or frustrated or depressed that they struck out at their own soldiers, their own superiors. That's nasty,
Nasty. Right. So looks like this process it's hard to maintain in a balance, right? So we at the same time we receive like tough soldiers and crazy people who get mad because of the process. I don't know how to improve it. Happily, it's not my job to improve this process. Okay, let's go with the story if you can. Teacher Lee, please.
I'll mention one more thing, a term you hear a lot when people come back from a war, when soldiers come back from a war and they have to become a civilian again, where they're not told what to do, but they have to think again and be an individual again. And they have to worry about small stuff like, I got to pay the water bill. You come from an environment where you kill the enemy and you murder and you eat bugs, and now you come back to a nice quiet life where you have to, put gas in the car and go buy bread in the grocery store, and the mundanity, the boringness of civilian life is such a culture change for them. A lot of soldiers can't cope, and they actually have mental problems and go crazy. We call this post-traumatic stress disorder. Yeah. And a lot of soldiers, when they come back to civilian life, they are not able to function like a normal person. Somebody says, "Hey, buddy, wear a mask." You tell me to wear a mask? Bam, bam, bam. Fuck, you know, and he cusses the guy out because they're still in that battle and enemy mindset, but now they're back in polite society, and their mentality, they snap and they go crazy sometimes. So this is a serious problem in the US.
Once I watched the film, Lee, and in the film, the man, after he comes home back, you know, he used to have, sorry, not used to have, he has a lot of nightmares, and he just remembers how he killed all those people.
Actually, they mentioned it in the movie as well, and it was an interesting moment when they had these interviews from soldiers, and one soldier tells them, people who got this interview, he said, you know, I will miss all these Vietnamese people. When I return back, I don't know who I can be able to shoot, what I will do there. So they're the best people in the world. I can shoot them there and now. So, and actually, it was not a joke. It was his like real thoughts, I guess, or something. Okay, let's finish with the first part. First part when they got training in the camp. Vasanth, could you please just describe what happened and how it
in the
went?
training session, you know?
Yeah.
Yes, all the training was, you know, training methods were very crucial and sort of perspiring, you know? And they somehow managed to continue the training session, but one guy among them made mistakes over mistakes again and again. So at one point, the instructor, the trainer, got fed up, and he decided to give punishment in a reverse way. You know, he punished the rest of the crew members for the single guy's mistakes, so that they. I don't know how the tactic worked, how he did think that tactic would work, but it worked. You know, the rest of the crew members made him realize his mistakes and to correct his mistakes in the future, but in a bad way.
It works very, very well, you know, from real experience of many like generations. But the problem is that it's very cruel and it's kind of prohibited in many places. So in many places in Russian army, officially as an officer, I got training that never do this because it's your job to be in charge. You should not involve like the whole team to that punishment. It's official position, but you know, official in real life, they always somewhere around, not always parallel. Yes. Vasanth, sorry, please continue.
Yes, and it worked. So they, in one night, everybody beat him up, and he was broken. You know, he realized that everybody betrayed him, and he thought they were friends, but they attacked him out of frustration. So he realized his mistake, and also there was a rage, a burning rage inside him, got bigger and bigger day by day. At some point, he decided to kill somebody. You know, during the lesson, he learned that all the assassinations, the popular assassinations, were from they learned to shoot in Marines. So he had the thought of killing someone. So finally, he had a chance.
He killed drill instructor and himself, right? So yeah, because I don't know, because of mental problems or something. So the situation for him, it's changed drastically, right? It was him against instructor, and in 1 second it was him against everyone. So he was alone, no friends, no one, only rage. But he was actually a good soldier after all. So, what do you think? Is it? Would you like to be in a school when everyone got punished if one student made something bad, did something bad?
No.
Do you think it's unfair?
Fair.
Okay. What if everyone got a prize if one did something good? Is it better?
No.
No, not better, is it? So, what is the correct way? What do you think?
Mm, If one do good, he have prize.
Prize. He has prize. He got a prize, right? He gets a prize. Yes. Good. In Russia, we never, give prize to all the participants. Only one winner. Okay, so what else we can learn from training session? I don't know. Jar, did we forget something important from the first part?
No.
Well, yes, I guess it's. I guess we mentioned everything, but we didn't mention that this kind of part of the movie, of Kubrick's movie, it has a big influence, I guess, on the many future movies. So we can see this sergeant now everywhere. the exact same way of drill sergeants we can see in many movies, including Russian movies, I guess. This way of expressing yourself and yelling, all the things. Yes, it's kind of this. Okay, let's go to the second part. What's happening, Chart?
The second part, the soldiers are in Vietnam. Private Joker is a journalist. The report was going on in Vietnam. And we see the soldiers, how they live in Vietnam, where it looks like nobody likes him. The Vietnamese don't like him, don't like them. And as Teacher Lee said, well, that's in America. So the journalists try to make attractive what they do. And the purpose of this war, I think, was stopping communism from spreading throughout Asia.
Actually, I like this dialogues between Captain, or who it was, the chef of newspaper, and Joker. I like these dialogues very much when they discuss terms. It's not search and kill anymore. It's something else, another term. So we learned this from the movie. Do you remember we had a movie about Cheney? So this
Nice.
new speak like extended interrogation, or how they call it. So. Usually we are talking about this political language, politically correct language, when you don't call things what they are. So they say, yeah, extended interrogation, right? Which means torture, actually. The same was in the newspaper of Joker. They said we are there to protect freedom, but they don't want to be free. They want to be alive somehow. That's strange. Okay, so he's a journalist. Another guys from his training camp, they are in different squads, different what we call I don't know, platoons or military parts or something. And there was a Vietnamese or Asian, I don't know what's the right word, celebration, Tet, which is a new year actually. And at this day, all these forces of Vietnam attacked different camps of Americans, right? The different US camps. So everything went wrong, and they sent Joker to make a report or to make an article, another article about like real events, right? Sergey, would you like to continue to tell us about this adventure?
Yeah, and Joker argued with the captain of Stars and Stripes, and captains asked him to go to the real combat places for making the good material for this paper. And the photographer of the paper wanted to go with Joker. Please take me. And Joker didn't want to take him because he didn't want to take the he didn't cover him because it would be very dangerous. But anyway, they boss went to the army, and they meet some people, and one day they met the funeral, and when US Army and some Vietnamese civilian make the hole and put some dead bodies of teachers, doctors, and politicians who
Who was against them, right?
who were killed by Viet Congs.
Okay, let's find the better words there. So what it was? Actually, there was not only like US against Vietnam. War was not like this. It was North Vietnam against South Vietnam with the support of US. Am I right, teacher Lee? And North Vietnam allegedly was supported by USSR, right? So it was
Yes.
it was kind of this. So and these two parts of Vietnam, they were killing each other as well, on the war. So the war.
Ivan,
Mhm.
American soldiers went there to help South
Yeah,
Vietnam,
to help democracy to get over the communism.
and also Turkish people soldiers went. I think it happened in 1950s, right?
Yes.
I think
And,
so.
and what part they joined it? I don't know.
Yeah,
So,
Turkish
yes.
soldiers. Daddy
The-
told me, right?
mhm. Yes, so that Vietnamese guys, they were killing each other as well, and it was cruel as well, and they killed like civilians, and it was Sergei tried to say that it was an act of, can I say, genocide or something? How we pronounce this? Usually?
Genocide.
Genocide.
Genocide, actually, because um, they asked them to go just for what they say, to some training, political training, and then killed everyone. So not a good action, I would say. Do you
Funny
remember
moment,
Mhm,
the
please?
funny moment that USSR supported the North parts in North Korea and North Vietnam.
Coincidence.
We liked the North parts.
Because they are colder.
Yeah.
So, Sergey, do you know why we supported North part?
North Korea and North Vietnam.
North Vietnam, yeah. Why? Why we supported them?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think it's not official point of view, but I think we will support Diablo and Evil if it will be against US. So it was not about Vietnam. If US supports them, we will support another part, whatever it costs. Whatever whoever they are. So
But in our history, and I didn't heard earlier about our participating in this Vietnamese war, and the USSR propaganda didn't talk about it, nothing, because it's not our war. Only our specialists and war teachers teach the North Vietnamese officially. But anyway, we have a lot of soldiers in Vietnam, and we have some interesting songs about about Vietnamese wars, because in Russia we have a special surname: Katyukov, Ivanov, Lititsyn, and we have the special name in Vietnam, Simitsin. And in this song, the songer changed Russian name like a Vietnamese name.
okay, Sergey is telling us that it was a joke, joke made as a song when you take a Russian name and then put it in Vietnamese way. Like, for instance, Ko Tu Kov. It's a Russian name, but made in 3 syllables. It looks Vietnamese. And it was our secret soldiers who were allegedly Vietnamese soldiers who was in the fight there. So that's the joke, as far as I know. But as far as I know, officially from USSR, we had only instructors there, not like real soldiers. I guess I don't know. I'm not a historian, but I never heard about Russian tanks in Vietnam. Teacher Lee, did you heard about this?
It's been so long ago, Ivan, I can't really remember too much, but I know that it was the U.S. and the USSR,
Yeah, as always.
supporting the two sides, like
Yeah.
like in Korea, same thing. It always happens. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't deny.
Cuba.
Yeah, I don't deny this. I don't refuse, but still, I don't remember any mentions of real military forces of Russia in the Vietnam. It was instructors, it was some trainers or something, but not real soldiers. I remember. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. So, Sergey, do you remember when they fly on this helicopter to?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the guy who has some experience gun shoot it from this gun to the usual civilians, include women and children, and he told, please show me, please photo me, and please tell about me to your readers, and I am a hero, and I have a lot of opportunity to kill them. But it's a change, it's a mind changing, and he didn't understand what he do.
Yeah, because Joker was kind of a fresh soldier, right? He did not see anything, and he asked it. And it happens for you to kill women or children. He said, of course, it's much easier.
Yeah,
People get crazy, right? People get crazy in this circumstance very easily. Like, I guess everyone is crazy on the war, so it's just different gradations, different degrees. Okay, Vasant, would you like to continue? Tell us the story of Joker investigating something.
Yes, they have made a film on the war, and they have interviewed so many soldiers and their opinions about the war. And they had mixed feeling, and most of them had no idea. They sarcastically commented on the war and democracy, but they really didn't know about the real motive behind the war. All they knew about is just killing someone, just shooting and killing someone. And there were some incidents about how they would survive in such situation, how would they get a call girl or something like that. And so many small occasions, and they finally moved to the great battle.
Yeah, you can tell us about it if you want.
Yeah, they lost in somewhere. They lost the track. They had a map, but somehow they missed their route, and they.
Yeah, do you remember the important thing? So they lost their commander at the very first moments, and that's why a cowboy, another guy who was actually pretty fresh without any experience, he got to be in charge. What is correct term for this, teacher Lee? So got to be something, I don't know, command,
He assumed command.
assume command. Yeah,
We call
but
it next in command.
mhm. But he
Like
was
a
very fresh, yeah, and
yeah,
unexperienced.
inexperienced. Yeah.
And they messed everything like in a moment. Like they immediately got in the wrong place and got ambushed, and then it started the conflict. I guess it's a like important moment of conflict. What's the conflict it was? Vasant, do you remember?
Yes, no, they were not ready to uh, obey the order from a new guy. So there were some conflict in the crew, and one of the crew member went to check if there is any obstacles ahead, but he was shot by a sniper, so they had no idea where the sniper was. So the first guy was shot again and again by the sniper. So the sniper was tempting them to get inside the view of the sniper so that he can kill so many. So he didn't simply kill the soldier. He shot him in the leg and shot him in the hands and foot and everything. So one by one, the soldiers went in and tried to help him, but a couple of soldiers were shot. Then they decided to move the way around to kill the sniper, to avoid the shot by the sniper. In that course, the commander also got shot and he died. Then everybody got furious and they wanted a payback. So they went inside the building and killed the sniper. And
Yeah.
surprisingly, the sniper was a female.
Yeah. Let's stop there for a bit. So, Leila, it's an interesting moment. So, they lost a commander, the one who
Yeah,
has.
I was following, but I was going to ask, sorry to interrupt you. Who killed the commander?
It was at the very beginning, but it was we don't know, some Vietnamese guy, someone.
Okay. Okay.
So it's not important for our story, but it's more important that what happens if a squad, if a few people, a few military people don't have a real authority, real guy with to follow with, right? So it was just a random guy, and immediately they started to have a conflict because whatever he commands, they don't agree. They have own opinion, and immediately people start to die because of this.
But in wars like the story was on, isn't there a kind of plan B?
Yeah, probably, but who knows? Lieutenant is dead. Who knows this plan B?
A very
Not-
good question, Ivan. Accept it.
Not always, Layla. What happens is in the military and in governments, there's what we call a chain of command. This guy's in charge. This guy's next in charge. This guy's next in charge. If one guy gets killed, the next guy becomes the boss. If he gets killed, the next guy becomes the boss. Well, they don't always share the big plan with people below them. So if the guy that knows everything gets killed, the next guy doesn't know what they were supposed to do.
Wow.
But suddenly he's in charge. So he's kind of lost. And the people below him know he's lost. And yet they have to take orders from him.
But it isn't logical, right?
It's not logical, but it's necessary.
Okay. Thank you, Lee.
Someone has to be in charge, or there's chaos. Yeah.
Vasanth, please.
Yes, Teacher, what is that kind of bomb? When you step on that bomb and it explodes.
It's
Yes.
mine.
Booby trap.
We call it a landmine.
No,
Yeah.
booby trap because it's a booby trap.
Yeah.
It's a kind of booby trap. A mine is not really a booby trap. A mine is just a mine. A booby trap is when you do something in an innocent situation, like you open a door and it blows up. That's a booby trap.
This is what happened in the movie. There was a toy, a rabbit toy, and they pull up the toy and a bomb.
Yeah. That's a booby trap. Yeah. Landmines, that's just a military technique to kill people.
So the moment actually was very tense. So what we have? We have a squad of soldiers without a commander, and a few soldiers trapped by sniper, and sniper continue to shoot them again and again, and they have a conflict inside. They don't know what to do. Man in charge, a cowboy, he says, let's wait for a tank, or let's go from there. Let's what's the word for this? Let's forget about our soldiers. Let's leave them here and let's go. Another guy say, we cannot do that. We should risk our life to save them. Let's go there and and give them and take them. So and there is a conflict and nobody can decide what to do. So it's an interesting moral dilemma, yeah, for me to understand what would you do, Sergey? What do you think? Who is right in this situation? And you're muted, Sergey. You're muted. We don't hear you.
In my opinion, absolutely right is Kovboy, because now he's the boss. And if we have some problems with discipline, with different, with other soldiers, and if some soldiers go to other directions, we will lost more soldiers than if we continue to listen to Kovboy. Yes,
Those orders.
we have some guys who in 5 minutes this guy will be a death. Will be death. It's absolutely. And I understand that it's your friend, but it's life.
I
Stay
think
in the cover
yes,
and listen up, Kovboy.
yes, I understand your opinion. So you're saying that chain of command is something important, and I agree. So you cannot say I don't follow your orders because I don't like them, right, or something like this. So you have to follow. It's I agree with that, but I think that the order was incorrect in any way. Let me explain what I mean. I mean, if you as a commander order to your soldiers, let's leave our like brothers there. So would you they know that you will do the same with them, right? So you will lose any like authority, any respect from them forever from this moment. So you are not a commander anymore after you say this. So I say that Cowboy actually like killed his by himself. It's my opinion.
It's a difficult moment for understanding now, but imagine are you cowboy or imagine are you a soldier in this situation. You have few minutes for make a decision. How do you do? And you don't know the correct answer. You don't know what will happen in 5 minutes. You started to be a boss 5 minutes ago, and what have I do? Please go to the tank. I'm sorry, we don't have the tank. Please go to the. I'm sorry, I don't have the artillery.
Yeah,
And
actually,
you have the responsibility for this guy.
yes, it's what I like actually in this movie. This movie don't show like brilliant war when you have helicopter stunts, everything, and you always win, and you are a gentleman, and you you always know what to order. So real life is a hell, right? You know nothing. Nobody support you. You have to decide, and every decision looks wrong. So it's a usual Monday in army, right?
I'm sorry, gentlemen. I wrong. I'm sorry. Please go out. Yeah.
I'll give you two real life situations to think about that relate to what we're talking about. One is in the Vietnam War, we had a soldier, an officer named Lieutenant Calley. And Lieutenant Calley took his men into a small Vietnamese village. And in the Vietnam War, the Vietnamese in the North and the South looked the same. So you couldn't tell who was an enemy or who was a friend. And he went into this little town and he ordered his men, kill everybody. Kill the men, kill the women, kill the children, kill everybody. And they did. And later, after the war, he was brought to court, military justice, and they said, you committed murder. You murdered innocent people. And he said, nope, I followed orders. My orders were to pacify that town. So I pacified that town by killing everybody. So then they tried to go after his men. Well, men, you committed murder. No, sir, we followed Lieutenant Calley's orders. He told us to go kill everybody. We went to kill everybody. So this is that moral dilemma. If you're told to do something that you think might really be a bad decision that might kill innocent people, do you obey and use the excuse, I was told to do it, or do you disobey the order and risk going to prison for military insubordination? So it's
Right.
not an easy decision. Another thing for Layla, there's a poem called The Charge of the Light Brigade. It's about, I think, 500 British soldiers, cavalry, and they're ordered to attack the enemy in this valley. And this valley's narrow, and the enemy has cannons and artillery and big guns. And these 500 cavalry soldiers are ordered to charge right into the middle of that. And they know they're going to get blown to pieces and all killed. But they were ordered to attack the enemy. So what did they do? They said, well, we know someone made a mistake. This is a stupid order. We're just going to go in there and all die. But
Actually, we lost your sounds abruptly.
Your sound.
and most of them died, and a few of them came back survivors. So that was about following orders, even if you know it's a stupid order and you're going to die for no reason. So
Wow.
that's the kind of moral dilemma that this movie is introducing here.
Thanks, Lee, but you know, I just can't kill anybody. Orders or not, no way.
And speaking about this,
It's
this
an ugly
phrase,
situation.
speaking about this phrase, I got an order, or I have had an order. You know, it was in Nuremberg, town in Germany. After World War II, there was a big tribunal about all these Nazi criminals, and all of them had order from one guy from the
Yeah.
right. So it's always excuses, right? We always have excuses for this. You know, so what we forgot to mention, actually, we finished the story, right? Gerard?
You know, the moment that Joker meets the colonel, and Joker has a sentence written in his helmet says, "Born to kill."
Mhm.
And also he has a bottom with a symbol of peace. And the colonel asks him, what are what are you having those two things, contradictorial things, you know? Why do you have that? And he said it's because the duality of man. But the colonel didn't believe him and said, okay.
Colonel don't understand. He said, "Which side you are on, boy? Are you for Vietnamese or for us?" Yeah. So actually, do you remember that there was a small interview? Some cinema guys, they made interviews and they asked soldiers different questions, and they asked Joker, "Why did you why did you go to this war?" And he said, "I wanted to be a killer in my neighborhood. I wanted to be the one who officially killed someone. You know, so I wanted to be a killer." And then, do you remember in the end of the movie, he was staying there watching sniper and having to kill her, right? And not able to do that. So it was kind of interesting moment for me.
Yes, he put her out of her misery, the sniper. But do you think a small girl like this would be able to shoot so well with a AK-47? Such a big
Maybe. Who knows? What is? I can share you my favorite moment in the movie. Maybe, sorry. Maybe it will provoke you to share yours. So my favorite moment it's those interviews when they ask soldiers, "What are you doing there? What you wanting? What is your wishes?" And all of them say one thing. I'm sorry. All of them say the only thing I want is be out of there, be home. You know, just forget about this. And I think it's about right? We young people think that war is something. I don't know what they think. Something good. They go there, and in a few moments they understand that you know the only thing I want is forget about this and leave this. So it's my favorite moment of this movie. Yeah.
And I was just going to ask something at the end. How that little girl was shot and why did they kill her?
Well, they killed her because she was an enemy of theirs, and she killed at least 4 soldiers from their squad, I would say. So, but they killed her because she was suffering. She was hurt and wounded, if it's correct word, and she was suffering, and they killed her like a teacher Lee told me once, merci, cope of merci or something.
Mercy killing, euthanasia, coup de grace.
Coup de grace, yeah, this one.
Okay.
Okay, we have some questions on our Padlet. If you don't want to share something, let's answer this one. Okay, let me copy. In what fellow inmates did inmates did to prevent Pyle right? So do you remember they beat him in the night? Do you think it was right or wrong? Whoa, what do you think? Should they beat Private Pyle in the night? His friends, not friends, but his, I don't know, colleagues. Well, do you think it was right or bad or wrong? Wrong. So why? So do you understand why they did this? Because they always suffered from his actions, right? They always were punished because of him.
Yes.
So, but they should not beat him, you think?
Yes.
Okay, Vasanth, please.
Yes, it is the worst feeling I've ever had. If it's voluntary, I would gladly accept that, to get a punishment for someone else's failure or a mistake. But if someone blames me, something like that, you are the reason for that guy's mistake, and so you are going to get the punishment. That is unfair. That makes me angry, something like that. The thing I didn't commit, then I'm going to get a punishment for that. I don't like that.
I understand that it's wrong, and maybe today I would not do such a thing. But also, I remember what Sergey said, that in army you always, in the bad circumstances, your adrenaline is high, your stress is high, you cannot think well, you always do stupid things because you're under the pressure. And these poor guys, they were under the pressure and they did the stupid thing. It's my answer why they did this. I guess.
Ivan, now I can understand some things about the film, especially when Lee just told me about the college school students. Now I can understand how they feel. But
Yes.
still, I can't accept it. This is torture for me.
It is actually. And we have a saying, I don't know how to translate it well, but the most like cruel and the most stupid persons, it's you in the age between 18 and 20 something. So so because of I don't know, because of your brain development or something, people usually cruel at this age, I would say.
Can I ask something to Gerard? Gerard?
Yes.
If you were treated like that, how would you react?
Like a Private Pyle.
Come on, Gerard.
I would do what Private Pyle did.
You're kidding.
Kill the sergeant in revenge.
Teacher Lee, please.
In America, we actually have 4 colleges that are actually military academies. It's a 4-year college. There's one for the Army, one for the Navy, one for the Air Force, one for the Coast Guard.
Right.
And you go to these academies. It's just like you're going to college, but it's a military college.
Right.
So it's a 4-year degree. You graduate an officer in the military. You learn military subjects and other stuff. You can still major in, engineering or history or something else, but it's a military college. Very prestigious. If you go to a military academy, it's like, whoa, man, he's an academy graduate. Oh, a lot of prestige. You get a special fraternity ring that shows that you're an academy graduate. You're
Like
a
a
super
graduate,
officer. Huh?
like a graduate of a university.
Like Harvard or Yale, but
Okay.
military. Okay. So I had an opportunity to go to the Navy, the Naval Academy, instead of a regular college.
Right.
And the reason I chose not to go was because for the first 2 years, you're treated like scum. The seniors and the juniors treat the sophomores and the freshmen just like these drill sergeants treat the soldiers. You can be walking to a class and some senior will come up and say, "You, Grunt, get down on the floor, give me 50 push-ups."
Okay.
And I refused to go to the Naval Academy because I didn't want to put up with 2 years of bullshit just so somebody can feel superior to me. So I chose to go to a civilian university.
Okay. I got it.
So would I be treated like that? No, I refused to be treated like that. In fact, in the Navy, I was treated badly as a junior officer by the senior officers. So when my time was up, I got out of the Navy immediately because I was an adult, I was competent, I was professional, and I was treated like a little child
Okay.
because I was less senior than they were. And I got out because life is too short to me to be miserable and treated like crap,
I
Very
agree.
Very good philosophy, I guess. Sergey, please be short. We have
According
few time.
according to the questions of Leila, we can't answer we can't answer now honest on your question because in the army we have different reality and we don't
Right.
know how we will behave in army because
Okay.
it's a understandable questions but we can't answer.
I
Well,
see.
we know the answer. We know the answer. It's all stupid. It's all should not be so, but we don't have to. We cannot admit. That's the reason. Because
No, I
army
understand what
army
Sergey was to say.
army broke us. So now we have a Stockholm syndrome. We say it can be so, but it should not be so.
Yeah.
Okay, let's describe some slides, I guess. So.
Good
How we
fun, Vasanth. Good fun.
Yes, as always, a piece of art. So this jacket, it's made of targets, right? I guess. So how we call when we see in our snipers gun sight? Yes, gun sight. It's a word that I was looking for.
We also call it crosshairs.
Cross.
If you're in the crosshairs, that means you're about to be shot between the eyes.
Wow.
Okay, so our protagonist, Leila, let's start with you, please.
I forgot his name, the one with the glasses.
Okay, the left one is Joker, the next one is Cowboy, and Drill Sergeant, I don't know his name.
Okay. So the commander, as usual, was humiliating them, just yelling at them. This is the place, dormitory, I guess, where they sleep. And they have to be tidy. They have to obey the orders. So that's why they are just standing still. And the stupid commander is shouting at them again. And the soldiers must just stand still. They can't move.
Sir,
That's
yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes, sir, yeah. So the room is so simple, so plain. That's all I can say. No feelings.
Yeah. So have you noticed the head of this commander, Drill Sergeant?
It could be an old hat that time American soldiers were wearing.
I'm not.
That's a special hat just for drill sergeants, I believe.
That's the reason why Joker got his name, his nickname, Joker, because he said something. Is it you, John Wayne? Is it me? Or something. Who did this joke? Yeah, John Wayne.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else there? So ribbons with medals, right? They change medals.
Ribbons, medals, bunk beds. When one bed is above another bed, we call those bunk beds.
Mhm. On the shoulders, is it insignia or something?
Insignia, yeah. On the arm down here, it says rank.
Rank. Okay, so he has 2 or 3 stripes. Hard to
I
say.
can't tell. The top part is what division he's in. Infantry or bridge building engineering or paratrooper. So the top part is what kind of a soldier. The bottom part says rank, I think.
Yeah. They were Marine Corps, how we remember, yep? Corps.
Yeah, Corps,
Okay.
yep.
Corps, Marine Corps. Okay. So, Sergey, could you tell us why Private Pyle is without his pants?
Yeah, we can see the tycoon in the special place for training, and we can see some metal construction, and we can see in front behind the private Pale some training soldier, and the private Pale without pants, and we can see panties and the rifle, and he put the thumb on the mouse, and they wear special cursant uniform, I think, without uh, point of different way, only green, without ribbons, without something. You are nobody, army told him. Then
Yeah, so drill sergeant just punishing Private Pyle by humiliating him and all those things, right? Normal situation. Let's say training in action, right?
mhm.
Okay. Anything else? Rifles, uniform, some kind of. It's a kind of a stadium. These chairs they look like organized for, I don't know, for watching something, I guess.
Yeah, we call those bleachers.
Bleachers. Yeah.
They're special stadium seating for a lot of people to watch some performance.
I see. Very good. Okay, that's one. Gerard, would you like to describe this one?
Obstacle course. They have to climb obstacles made by wood. I think also there are ropes. And this is one of the hardest obstacles that Private Pyle couldn't overcome. Especially the moment they have to climb very high and change to the other side. So Joker was the one that was in charge of teaching him.
Yeah. I'm looking at this field, so green, so so accurate. Sergey, did you ever had green grass like this on your summer house?
Not.
Never, right? It's impossible. It took a lot of soldiers to maintain it.
Yeah.
Okay, so these obstacles, it looks rude. It's made of big logs, right, with ropes. But I guess it's surf. It's what, destiny or something. Okay, another obstacle. Let's me skip it. So it's the one that Gerard described it like the highest one, right? And Private Pyle, he had kind of fear of altitude, I guess. How we call this? Fear of altitude?
Yeah, fear of altitude. Yeah,
Altitude,
fear of heights.
Fear of heights. And Sergeant was yelling at him, "Get out of my obstacle, Private Pyle! You are useless!" and a lot of profanities. Okay, this one. Vova, would you like to describe this?
The Joker teach teach
Teaches.
teaches
We call him Private Pyle.
how to how to
I don't know this word. Mount or what we do with rifle? Dismount it or collect it?
Assemble.
wait
We say disassemble and reassemble.
Okay.
the symbol the
Rifle, I guess.
rifle.
Yeah. And we can see there are many soldiers behind them, and they doing some kind of, I don't know, practicing with their rifles.
Target practice.
Target practice, yeah. Sergey, how many seconds do we have to reassemble AK-47?
I don't remember, but very fast, maybe
Yeah.
7 or 10 seconds, but
Yeah.
it's very
Yeah.
fast because
Yeah, it's-
the AK-47 was very simple.
Yeah, I remember it was at 12 seconds in my time, and it got me like 1 week of training to do it with a blind eye. So they put you a stripe on your eyes, and you have 12 seconds to reassemble and disassemble it. And it was it was not simple at the beginning, but I got it in 1 week. Okay, Leila, what are you doing?
I
Oh,
haven't.
yes.
think I stopped before this, but I think the commander opened his a small suitcase
Mhm.
and threw everything on the floor. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right.
And
But he did it. I'm laughing because he did it in a ridiculous way. Like, you know, he was saying something like, "Let me check if something got lost in your
the
in your
others
chest."
are doing push-ups, and he was just standing still as usual,
And eating something.
eating something.
Yeah. So that was the reason of punishment, because in his chest, or how we call it, usually is it a chest, the small metal box
Tummy.
Locker.
for locker.
Chest or trunk. Yeah.
Okay, so there was some food, but it was not allowed to have a food in such
Yeah,
private
in
thing.
the army.
And what sergeant said? I tried to help Private Pyle, but I failed. And I failed because you did not help me. From now on, I will punish you for his deeds.
No, but the others are being punished. You know,
Yes.
he's eating.
Yes. So now you. Yeah.
Look at his tummy.
Yeah, I when I watched this for first time, I was thinking, would I eat at this situation or not? I don't know the answer, so seems like any answer is incorrect.
Like Sergey said, face it and then feel it.
Okay, anything else there? Actually, what we miss? Linoleum
You can see a poster on the wall that shows a drill sergeant's head, and it
Yes.
says "Pride."
Ooh.
Bunk beds, towels hanging on the bunk beds. The two cans on the floor. That one can that has a red oval and stripes, kind of like a Japanese flag. That's a chemical called brasso. We use that to polish our brass belt buckle to make it shiny.
Wow. And a packet of cigarettes, I guess.
Yeah, it could
hard
be
to say.
cigarettes, maybe shaving cream,
Not much.
a towel, a brush to polish your shoes.
Vasant, could you please describe this one?
Yes, this is where everybody is beating him for his mistake. And the one guy is holding a ribbon against his mouth so that he couldn't scream. And the Joker is hesitating to hit him because he had a soft corner. Is that right? A soft feeling on about Private Pyle. so he didn't want to hit him, but anyhow, this guy forced him to hit. So he again, do it. So then he hit him. And everybody else already has hit him, and then they went to their bed. That's it.
Don't you think that the Joker is the person who suffered the most from Pyle's behavior?
Yes, because he was the personal trainer. He was appointed as a personal trainer, and he explained each and every bit of the training and how to assemble the gun and everything. But still, he made mistakes, so he was frustrated. So all his efforts were useless, drifting in the air. Is that right?
Yes. He was his personal trainer, yeah. And because he suffered the most of Pyle's, what do you think? Why he hesitated to hit him?
Maybe he understood that Pyle is a naive person.
Yeah, he once he already talked to him, like he felt that guilt, but couldn't do anything. He thought that everybody was hating him, so he asked him, "Do you also hate me?" Something like that. So it's sort of empathy.
What I noticed in this moment, in this scene, that at the beginning, Joker hesitated to hit him, but when he hits him for the first time, he started to do it again and again and again. So it was like a mental block, so which was broken by the first hit. It's my impression from the scene. Okay, some kind of training. Let's stop there on the parade. Sergey, could you please describe this for us?
The moment of graduate of camp, and we can see some witnesses and free tycoons, and the new courses have a new uniform, and the officers have parade uniform with white hats and white ribbons. And the place looks like a field of asphalt, and behind the field we can see some buildings for officers, maybe for corsons. I can't understand.
Barracks.
Barracks, yeah.
That's where they sleep and stay.
Is there a special place for this kind of big square in the middle?
Not necessarily. We would just call it a field.
Field, okay. In Russian, like army, every camp has special place for parades or something for training, and we call it probably German word. We call it Platz. I don't know.
Platz, okay.
Yeah, Platz.
It's kind of a
German.
I like so much this place.
Yeah. Teacher Lee, would you tell us, please, when you use this words platoon? I noticed it. Platoon, squad, and Sergey said tycoon or something.
I'm not. It's platoon.
Platoon, right? Tycoon, something else.
Squad is the smallest unit. It might be 5, 10, 15 people. I don't know if it's precisely defined, but a squad is a small group of people.
I see.
Squads form into a platoon. So a platoon is a larger unit that may consist of several squads.
Mm-hmm.
And then a division may consist of several platoons.
Right.
So the military has different units: squad, platoon, division, army, I don't know, 3rd Army, 5th Army. I don't know all the different names for their different divisions.
Yeah, but in general, so if it's a small amount, we can tell it's a squad.
Squad, yeah.
Squad. Okay, It's enough, I think. So what do you think about this red, I don't know, props with rope? It's kind of a forming, probably.
A little barrier to direct people flow.
Mhm, mhm. So a lot of civilians went there to celebrate graduation, I guess. It was when I was graduating from my officer school or something. It was a show on the Platz, on the square. We have a helicopter, we have tanks, because civilians all like this, military toys. So it was a
Yeah.
show. Yeah. Okay, Gerard, please, could you?
This is the moment that Private Pyles got crazy and he killed the sergeant instructor because the sergeant was insulting him and the sergeant thought wrongly that Private Pyle would do what he said, but Private Pyle was too crazy and he was about to shoot Joker, but at the end took the M14 rifle and put the muzzle inside his mouth and killed himself.
Mhm. And Sergeant was very like
Was
assertive.
confident. The sergeant was very confident. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
He was
He
so
didn't see
assertive.
what Joker saw. That Joker saw that Private Pyle was crazy from many days before.
I want you to put this rifle on down and step back two steps, something like this, without any doubts, right? Like just immediately. Yeah. He was wrong. So when we had a question on our panel, Gerard, what do you think? Why Pyle did not kill Joker?
Because he reminded that Joker tried to help him by teaching and something that he wasn't cruel. Only that's the moment with the soap bar, grab with the towel, but that was a moment. But in the most cases, he was very gentle,
Yeah,
very good with him.
I agree. So probably if another guy was on a, how we call it, fire post, teacherly, this guy who is in a helmet, walking during the night in a camp, is it a fire post or how you call it?
We just call them military police or guards.
But he was from the same platoon. Every night they have one person who kind of protects them.
From
We
fire,
call it
from fire.
patrol.
Patrol. Okay, patrol. So if another guy was in a patrol, probably Pyle would kill another guy, right? I
Yep,
think
very
so.
very possible.
Very possible. Robin Patrol. Okay, and Vova asked me when we watched this movie on a door in this toilet, it was written head or something like this. So it looks like a humor to me or something.
No,
No?
head is Navy slang for a bathroom, a restroom.
I see. So it's official name, right?
Yep, I've got to go to the head. But usually that's Navy slang. Usually the Army called it water closet, WC.
Okay. So Marine Corps and Navy, they are different, right? They
Yes.
strange,
Different
okay.
slang words. The Navy usually calls that the head. The Army usually calls it the water closet.
Okay, maybe some inaccuracy in the movie, probably.
Yeah, it's funny, but if you go to some foreign countries in poor areas, you'll see WC on a door, and it's a toilet.
Water
Even
closet.
here, it's the same.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's an old Army term for the bathroom, the water closet, WC.
I guess it's kind of international thing here to be understandable, for everyone.
I can't imagine how to go together to the toilet without borders. Oh, hello, bro. Hello. How are you? I'm fine.
Yvonne, go forward go
This
forward
one.
right there. So in the background, you can see a Japanese lantern hanging.
Yes.
I don't know why it's there, but we call that style of lamp a Japanese lantern.
Yeah, but it's in Vietnam, so probably they have something like this.
I guess. I don't know.
Okay, so it's the headquarters of this newspaper. Vova, would you like to describe this photo? Can you find something here?
lot of journalists.
A lot of journalists, yes, there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, more than 9. Yeah. What is on the table?
Mm. The papers.
A lot of paper.
Mm. Phones.
A lot of pencils, right? Different colors.
Yes.
What else? They have a whiteboard on the wall. And place for the head hangers, or how we call it.
Hat racks. We call
Hat
them hat racks.
Yeah. Yes, usually it's a newspaper like headquarters or something. So there is the one guy in the like on the I don't know how to describe this. The guys with black hair, he's their boss, and he's kind of checking their writings and say what to fix there.
Okay.
Gerard, do you have a question?
Yes, I want to ask Teacher Lee whether the war marine relates to the Navy, because the Latin war marine relates to the sea. So
Yes, the Marines are part of the Navy. The Army has the Green Beret. The Navy has the Marines. I don't know why, but Marines are normally chosen to guard ambassadors and high-level political people, VIPs. Marines usually guard or protect them. And then the Navy also has the Navy SEALs. The Navy SEALs are waterborne elite soldiers, and the Marines are land elite soldiers. But the Marines are special because the Marines are the troops that travel on the boats in the water, and the boat goes up on the beach, and that's the Marines that come out. So the Marines attack from sea. The Army attacks from land usually, or parachuting down.
Okay, I cannot find the last two for us. So
Oh, one guy had a Confederate flag.
yeah, with a picture of a face. Who was
Maybe
this face?
maybe Lincoln. I don't know who that is. Yeah.
This one.
Yeah. Evil flag. Black liberals and black people hate that flag. They hate it.
Okay, Vasanth, please tell us about this.
Yes, they lost their route, and he is checking the map to lead where to go, and we can see the guns and the bags, a camera bag. I hope it's a satellite phone. It's a big satellite phone.
It's I guess it's a radio phone. It's not satellite.
Okay, radio phone. So many things. Bullets and bags.
So they have these rifles, M14, if I'm right. Do you remember in the camp? How they say? I forgot. Maybe you remember. It's a rifle. There are many rifles like this, but this one is mine.
The creed of a rifle.
Yeah, and they when they go into sleep, so drill sergeant commands them start praying, and they start. This is my rifle.
Like your girlfriend.
Yes.
Yep.
So that's the moment when the guy on the left, it's Cowboy, he understood that they got lost, and he asked another guy, black guy, what do you think? Look at the map, where we are. And black guy look at there and say, wow, we are in different blocks that we should be. And they started to like communicate to find the truth, and everyone is nervous, and the squad understands this. So that's the moment when conflict, I guess, started. And if you see on this building behind them, uh, they will be shoot from there, I guess. The sniper will be somewhere there, not exactly in this building, but from this direction. Yeah, so they start and Kovboy. Sergey, do you remember this scene? Would you like
Yeah, I
to
remember
describe?
it. He was it's not attention, and sniper killed him.
Yes, due to, in this hole, right? He
Yeah.
he stand up
Yeah,
and sniper killed him immediately, right?
yeah.
And do you remember this radio station, Sergey? Did you have such?
Yes, we have the similar radio station in my army. Absolutely.
Yeah, I remember.
But, and
I will.
I remember the name of radio station R108.
Well, I don't remember the name, but I remember that it's they weighed like 15 kilograms or something. Wow, madre mia!
Yeah.
When I have to bring it the whole day, it was the worst day of my life. Okay, what else on this? So a lot of ruined buildings. Usually, how we call this metal things inside the concrete
We call it rebar.
rebar. Okay, very nice. So ruined buildings, rebars, fire everywhere, and actually at this moment they decided to attack sniper. They decided not to retreat but have a fight, and it ended bad for Kovboy. He got shoot.
Actually, I have a question. What's the bottle of the helmet?
This one, you mean gray bottle, right?
Not
That's a
on the on the
Ah,
helmet.
on the right, white bottle.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. It looks like a bar of soap to me, but I don't know what that is. It might be some whiskey or something. I don't know. I've never seen that before.
Hard to say.
Now the gray thing on his chest, that's a smoke grenade.
Exactly, yeah. Small grenade. Yes, they used them later in the movie. Okay, so last episode of the movie, last scene. So there is a sniper, Vietnamese girl, right? Jart, would you like to describe?
Yes, I think in this moment she's already red. I don't know whether she was already dead or
She was agonizing or something.
agonizing and saying, asking Joker, shoot me, shoot me. I guess that would be very not probable that a Vietnamese girl knew how to speak a little bit English at this time. Not likely. And
Yeah.
she was his first kill. So
Yeah.
put her out of her misery. Poor girl. So hard to believe that this girl was able to shoot with a Kalashnikov so far and so well, like a sniper rifle, and she was a grown-up person, not medieval.
Jart, I'm not sure in this exact case, but in general in Russian army, a sniper has two weapons: one rifle for long range attack, and Kalashnikov is just another rifle, that you bring for short range fight attack. So maybe she had both or something.
Okay. Because I remember seeing the AK-47 on the ground,
Yeah. But I think I think that AK it's not for long range attack. You just cannot do this. It's impossible. Yeah.
It's not so precise.
Yeah. So a lot of fire and a sad ending of the story with a moral dilemma again. What I guess they were not unprepared to see a girl right there, and it was a part of the dilemma.
At that time, we did not have women in our military. At that time, it was all male army. So for us to see a woman in the military was kind of a shock.
Yep.
Because we tended to protect women and we did not put them in combat situations.
Yeah, you are sexist. You were sexist at the time.
Yeah. Even today, we try not to put women in combat roles, but some
The same
women
here, yeah.
sue for that right to die like a man,
Yeah. So thank you very much for this discussion for the movie. I enjoyed it very, very much. But let's do something, happy for the next movie. Leila, would you choose something, with
Of course, dancing up the sky.
Romantic, something beautiful.
No, Gerard, I won't because
The sound of music, okay?
We did that. I
yeah.
think.
We
We
did
that
watched
one already?
it.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Lee, it is nice, but I don't know if the
The
others will
sound of
enjoy it.
music. Okay, we will choose something. Don't
You
worry.
will choose something, but please try to choose something not full of blood,
Positive.
violence.
Okay, a little bit blood, a little bit love, everything. Okay, not all blood. Okay.
Okay.
Bye. See you
Thank you.
next week.
Thank you.
Guys,
Bye,
probably
everyone.
probably
Happy New
it's
Year,
the
Happy
last
New Year.
it's our the last meeting in this year. So it
Yeah.
was a shitty year, let's say so.
All right.
But we made it anyway, and let's have a lot of hope and happy new year for everyone.
Happy New Year.
Next year is always going to be better, right?
Yes, exactly.
We hope, we hope.
So
I'm
we
not
go
sure,
and
but we hope.
so we go in for vacation for 1 year and meet you in 2021.
Okay. Take care. Stay safe.
Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.